everyone, welcome back to another video. Sorry for the long wait. Kind of forgotten. I forgot pretty much mostly about the channel for a while there, but it's fine, we're back. And today we are here in Kerbal Space Program. This is one of my favorite games right now. It is a space orbit science physics simulator, pretty much, except it's like a game. So it's lots of fun, and I've been having lots of fun with it. So today we are going to start a new game, and I will explain a little bit about it. A little bit about the game. So what should we name it? Let's just call it Earth. If I get... say in the comments... Tell me in the comments tell me in the comments what you want me to name it. I think I can rename it. If not, I can just start a new game and name it this. I'm just gonna start it named Earth. Flag. There's a lot of different flags, but I kinda like the retro one. And again, if you want a different one, I can get a different flag if you comment it down below. Difficulty, I'm gonna keep it at normal. Okie dokie, here we are. This is the KSC, the Kerbal Space Center. We have the tracking station here that you can look around. So this is Kerbin. This is like the Earth analog. Little crater there, I love that. This is the Mun. This is kind of like the Moon. And then Kerbin has two moons, Mun and Minmus, the minty moon of Minmus. And then there is Moho, which is closest to the sun. Little cratered world here. And then we have Eve, the purple purple planet with its moon Gilly, the smallest moon of all the system. And then past Kerbin is Duna, the Mars analog, the red planet with its moon Ike. It's a fairly large moon, actually. Past that is Drez. Little mountain here. There's a canyon there too. Maybe we can go there later on in the series. And outside of the orbit of Drez is Jewel, the green gas giant. I love this planet, it's so cool. With its moons Lathe, the watery world that there's breathable atmosphere on it too. And there's Val, the ice world. Tylo, just the normal rocky world, I guess. Not world, moon, I guess. Bop, kind of normal. On a very inclined orbital axis than the other ones. And then Paul, moon out here. And then past Jewel is the farthest most planet, Elu. I'm guessing it's a Pluto analog, and it has like these little cracks. It's kind of cool. Anyway, moving on from the tracking station, here we are back. So there's the launch pad, the vehicle assembly building, the spaceplane hangar, the mission control, the astronaut complex, administration building, and R&D. R&D is closed right now because I'm playing on sandbox mode, which means I'm not doing science mode or career mode because I don't feel like grinding for a couple hours just to get a couple good parts. Anyway, I should probably explain what we're doing in this. I'm gonna start a series, so this is the first episode. I'm gonna give it a little. It's gonna be an introduction. An introduction to the series. The series is going to be kind of mimicking kind of the progression of spaceflight, kind of like in the real world, just mimicking that. So today we are going to start out with just an introduction do the worlds and maybe a couple flights. Maybe. So today we are going to start off with, let me see here. I would say a plane, just to show you guys everything. So this is the space plane hangar. This is where you make planes or bases. Some of these parts that I have here come from mods. They're not in the stock game. If I'm using something, I will explain if it's from mods or if it is from the stock game. But let's start off with a plane, shall we? So let's start off with maybe like a fighter jet. Here's the start. A nice little cockpit, very aerodynamic. And get a liquid fuel fuselage. Put it there. A little engine plate thing. Put these Rapier engines, which are air-breathing or oxidizer-using engines. Slap on the wings pretty quick. This is going to be a very quick aircraft. Where is that? Wing strape. Just make the wings a little bit more aerodynamic, and also it looks cool. Not when it's like that. That kind of looks ugly. There we go. And that's the start of the plane now. We obviously need control surfaces, so the canards will be for pitch, yaw, and not roll. These elevons, I don't know why they're called elevons. I'm pretty sure in the real world they're called elevators, but I don't question it. These ones for pitch only. And then these ones for roll only. And then maybe some canards in the front just for extra maneuverability, even though we don't need it because this is a speed craft. Looking good. Now we need some air intakes because we want the engines to work when we're flying. Take these little engine air intakes, slap them on there. Now we need wheels. Let's use a small landing gear. Start off there. Just pull it back in place, and bam. Don't worry if this build's time lapse is going a bit too long for you. I'll probably put a timestamp to where to skip to if you don't want to see it, but I suggest the next episodes I'll probably do time lapses for the building instead of explaining everything I'm doing, because that's kind of boring. Anyway, so this is our aircraft done. Let's launch it. And here we are on the runway. Let's put SAS on. SAS stands for Stability Assist System. Let's test out pulling up, going down, roll bank left. Sorry, roll left, roll right, now that way, and then let's fire up the engines. And here we are racing down the runway, 150 meters per second, take off. Boom, we're in the air. Now we can fly around and explore the facility a different way from the skies. Fly down. Look, there's a bridge down there. You know what I'm thinking. No, I'm not gonna try it. So yeah, that is how you build planes in this game. All of these all the parts used on this plane are all stock. No mods, no DLCs. Now, we are going to try for a supersonic speed. So, faster than the speed of sound is 300 meters per second. We're climbing on that. We're climbing. Actually, I think it's 350. Past 350. Past the speed of sound. Going faster. Let's see if we can go 2 times the speed of sound. Mach 2. Wait, no. Mach 2. Go even faster. Push it. Push it. See the interior view of this. This is cool. Oh, look at that. It's getting warm. 1,100 meters, 200 meters per second, 1,300 meters per second. It's climbing so fast I can't keep track of it. Look how hot it is now. And we can cut the engines and start coasting. 1,540 something meters per second top speed. Look at that majestic beauty. Oh yeah, if you notice down here at the G-force, it's not, I mean, it's a very realistic game in terms of physics, maybe not in terms of biology, because we just pulled 15 Gs, and the guys are completely conscious and fine. So I don't think, so you know, that's not great. But now we can head back to the Space Center and get to work on another craft. Alright, welcome back. We are back to the Space Center. Now, let's head to the VAV, the Vehicle Assembly Building. This is where we build our rockets. So, before we get ahead of ourselves, as I said, we are doing a analog to real human spaceflight. So we are going to start with a small little rocket that barely gets off the ground. Start with a solid rocket booster. So a solid rocket booster is basically, so you know, normal model rockets. Normal model rockets just have a solid propellant that is lit and then fired at the bottom. Solid rocket boosters in rockets, like normal rockets, are the exact same. They're the exact same, just scaled up. So we are going to start with a small little rocket booster. Very mighty, eh? Then put a little command pod on it. That's too big. That's nice. And then put a nose cone on it, because we want to be aerodynamic. And then maybe put some fins, because we don't want to flip over backwards while we're flying. Alright, this looks like a perfect first rocket. Let's head to the launch pad and launch it up. Now we are here on the launch pad. We are ready for our first flight. Let's turn on SAS. No, you don't need to turn on RCS. That's something different. I'll explain that later, actually. So, when we press space, we will activate this engine. We'll fly up as far as we can. 3, 2, 1, launch. Here we go, up and away. Oh, this might go farther than I expected it to. Three-quarters of the way through the solid fuel, we're almost done. Still firing as fast as it can. Look at this. 14,000 meters, 15 kilometers up. We might actually make it to space. But just for the sake of realism, I'm just gonna stop myself before I get there, because I don't want my first rocket to be in space. Okay, I'd say 30 kilometers is enough. Very successful first flight. Very, very successful first flight. We proved that rocketry can exist, and you can get off the ground straight upwards. Let's just recover that. Now, most of you, maybe not all of you, I'd say some of you. Anyway, some of you know about the V2 rocket built by Nazi Germany in World War II. It was the very first rocket to make it to space. It made it past the Kármán line of 100 kilometers. In this game, just to make it a little easier on players, Kerbin is actually 1/8 the size of Earth, and so it's very small. And the Kármán line is 70 kilometers instead of 100. So it'll be a lot easier on us than it was for the Germans. Anyway, we are well on our way building our analog to the V2. I'm not gonna make it the exact same because we want some differences, right? Let's go with Skipper. That's fine. Let's just do that. And offset it into the fuel tank to that's usually what rockets looked like back then. To get little fins just for stability. And I think we're probably good to go. Yeah, electric charge. I'm gonna give it some batteries so that we don't run out of electricity on our way up. Alright, here we go, to the launch pad, ready to go. Okie dokie, here we are on the launch pad, the first liquid-fueled rocket to make it to space. 3, 2, 1, launch! Here we go, holy, look at this speed. You know what, just to make it historically accurate, I'm gonna aim for something, because that's what the V2 did. Oh no, catastrophic failure! Oh no, we're pointing the wrong way! That was a fail. Okay, we're back in the VAB, and we are going to fix this thing. Didn't work the first time because it flipped over, so you know what I'm thinking? Bigger wings. Maybe wings that, bigger fins, and maybe fins that move to counteract. Alright, here we go. Adds a little bit more weight to it, but it should be fine. Okay, 3, 2, 1, here we go again. We are approaching space. Let's time warp up a little bit. 50 kilometers. 60 kilometers. There's basically no air resistance, so we're not even firing our engine anymore. 3 kilometers left. 2 kilometers left. 1 kilometer left. And we are in space. Would you look at that? Look at the situation. In space low. We can change that to high pretty soon, and that is my goal. Here we are, the first craft, the first man-made object in space. What an accomplishment. And it's tipping over, ready to go back down. Here we go, let's watch the re-entry. So another goal of mine for this series is to teach people things. So I'm going to teach you about orbit, how to get to orbit, because it's kind of confusing stuff, and you kind of need to know it to understand this stuff. So in the future, when we have lots of videos, I'll direct people back to this video where I can tell you the other things. So, in a bit, we are going to enter the atmosphere. Here we go. We're back in the atmosphere. It's not happening yet. It's gonna happen. Wait for it. As we're falling faster and faster. 800 meters per second. Straight down towards the ground. Full speed. Wow, it's very hot. Why is that? So you know this thing called friction. Usually people expect no friction from stopping in a car, like brakes. They use friction to stop. Anyone who's ridden a bike with a disc brake knows that friction causes heat. And when you're going so incredibly fast, like 900, like say, I don't know, 800 meters per second in the atmosphere, the air molecules, usually for us, the air molecules don't burn us to a crisp, but when you're going that fast, it's gonna have a different reaction to when you're strolling down at it, like, I don't know, 0.5 meters per second. Okay, and as we're falling, our speed starts to decrease because we're falling into denser atmosphere. And impact, bam! And it's all gone. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this video of the our first endeavors in space flight. I hope to explain more things about space and the physics behind all of this in the future, and I hope to see you again soon. Goodbye, everyone.